minus 92,000, minus 92,000. That is a biggie. Minus 92,000 last month's 100.
Wait, did you catch that? The screen just flashed negative 92,000 jobs. That is a massive shock to the system that nobody saw coming. We are talking about an economic earthquake while gas prices are already hitting the ceiling. You need to see exactly what's happening behind these numbers before the market reacts tomorrow morning.
Okay, downgraded to 126,000. Minus 92,000, well, what would that comp to? Minus, 185 in December of 2020. There's where our comp is. Now, that means we have a revision over 2 months now of minus 69,000. Average hourly earnings, always important, up 0.4, a little bit better than expected. Up 0.4 would equal where we were in the rearview mirror to find a higher number.
Look at the anchors' faces. They are genuinely stunned. When you see a revision like that, moving from growth to a loss of nearly 100,000 jobs in a single month, it's a signal that the soft landing everyone promised might be a myth. Pay close attention to the wage growth segment they mentioned right after. While jobs are disappearing, average hourly earnings are actually ticking up. This creates a weird paradox where the people who still have jobs are getting paid more, but the entry-level door is slamming shut. It's a classic squeeze. You've got to wonder if this is the noise the administration claims it is, or if we're looking at the first real cracks in the manufacturing sector. If you're looking at your own bank account and wondering why things feel tighter even if you got a raise, this specific data point is the why. It's a high-stakes moment for the Fed, and honestly, seeing these numbers live is pretty sobering.
Talking about, he said, quote, "It's already figured out. We've knocked their Navy because, when you knock out the Navy, they can't do what they wanted to be able to do. The Navy is almost," he said, "we just hit the 25 mark. Can you imagine that? Big ones, 25 ships."
This is where things get intense. Dana Bash is relaying a phone call where the claim is that 25% of a foreign navy has been taken off the board. Think about the scale of that for a second. That isn't just a minor skirmish. That's a surgical strike with massive geopolitical consequences. When a president says it's already figured out, he's signaling to the markets that the Strait of Hormuz is under control. But the oil traders clearly aren't buying it yet. Notice how she mentions the 25 ships specifically. That kind of detail is meant to project total dominance. If you're watching the gas pump prices, this is the direct cause and effect. One side says the Navy is neutralized. The other side, the market, is betting that the disruption is just beginning. It's like a high-stakes poker game where the stakes are your commute costs. We haven't seen this kind of direct military to economic ultimatum in years, and the lack of a voice recording makes the behind-the-scenes nature of this feel even more urgent.
National average for a gallon of regular gas, $3.32. That's up 34 cents since last week and up 42 cents from a month ago. Meanwhile, a major 10-cent jump on Monday night marked the largest single-day price hike since the Russia.
Check out that map. A 34-cent jump in a single week is basically unheard of outside of a total global crisis. We are seeing numbers that rival the start of the Ukraine conflict, but this time it's happening much faster. When they show the national average at $3.32, remember that's a weighted average. If you're on the coast, you're likely seeing $4 or $5 already. The single day hike of 10 cents they highlighted is the real red flag here. That tells you the supply chain is panicking. It's not just about the oil itself. It's about the insurance for the tankers and the risk of the route being closed entirely. You can see the tension in the reporting. This isn't just a seasonal adjustment. This is a direct reaction to the ultimatum. If these prices stay this high for more than a month, it trickles down into everything. Your groceries, your Amazon deliveries, everything. It's the ultimate invisible tax on the average family.
Marine traffic showing the flow of ships slowing there since the joint U.S.-Israeli strikes began. not as much.
Look at the time lapse of those ships. This is the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most important oil artery, and it looks like a parking lot. When you see the flow of marine traffic slow down like that, you are watching global inflation happen in real time. Each one of those little dots represents millions of barrels of oil that are just sitting ducks. The U.S.-Israeli strikes mentioned have basically turned this into a no-go zone for many commercial vessels. If you've ever wondered why a conflict thousands of miles away matters to you, this visual is the answer. It's a bottleneck that controls 20% of the world's energy. Even if the Navy neutralizes the threat, the psychological fear for those captains and insurance companies keeps the ships from moving. It's a ghost town on the water, and that silence is what's making the price per barrel scream toward $90.
So it's a question of, one, the amount of time it spends elevated. If it spikes up and then comes down, that doesn't really leave a lasting mark on the economy. If it stays elevated for a long period of time, and we haven't got there yet, then it's the type of thing you have to think about. But also, inflation expectations are critical for judging whether or not that spike is going to pass through into broader core inflation.
They've been moving up a little bit, haven't they?
A little bit, but they're still consistent with inflation running pretty much at our target. They're all, other than the sort of short-term 1-year inflation expectations.
This is the part that drives people crazy. You've got the Fed governor saying, no problem here, while oil is literally hitting $90 right in front of him. He's talking about inflation expectations and core indices. But for anyone paying at the pump, that feels totally disconnected from reality. He's looking at a 10-year horizon while we're looking at the price of a gallon of milk next week. It's fascinating to watch the divide between the expert view and the boots-on-the-ground reality. He's betting that this spike is temporary and won't leave a lasting mark. But if those 92,000 lost jobs we saw earlier are real, his no concern stance starts to look very risky. It's like he's trying to keep the market calm by sheer force of will, even as the data points in the opposite direction. The economy is moving faster than the news can keep up. Drop a comment below. Are you seeing these gas prices in your town yet? Hit subscribe to stay ahead of the next market shock.